the haul of the century. Vintage PCs. It's just been a hoard. This is a deceased estate. Wow, look at this. 10 cubic meter skip bin. Taking some stuff out of there. Check this out. How's this? House. That's a full-on scrapper's house. Wow, check it all. Unbelievable. And this is what happens with hoarders, that there's rooms full. Apparently last week you couldn't even walk into the house. Wow, that's unbelievable.
Just look in that back room. The whole house is pretty much like that.
Oh my gosh.
So I literally got in the front door and stepped up about a metre.
In the whole house,
like that? House.
Wow. That's about 5 foot tall, almost.
Yeah.
Wow.
Insane.
What a hoard. Oh, yeah, so I'm starting to load up. I'm getting like real vintage PCs and electronic equipment. A lot of circuit boards. A lot of... oh, wow. Oh, I just noticed that. Check out that. Oh my God. What a slot card. Look at that. Look at all the gold chips. Wow, I didn't even see it. That was just, oh my God, I'll put that in the front. This is an absolute gold mine as far as vintage electronics, guys. The camera doesn't do it justice. Virtually floor to ceiling. Isn't that? Well, I might take that vintage monitor. Unbelievable, guys. And a heap of CBs. Oh, I might take that oscilloscope. Wow. CBs. Oh, I've taken what I could out of the tip skip bin here. 10 cubic meter skip bin. Might be 20 cubic meter this one. So I can't imagine how many awesome vintage PCs at the base. Got to have a look at what's that over there. But I took out as many as I could, but there's still a few that I need to get to. But this is, wow, 3 loads here. Okay, I better get to work. Oh my gosh. Wowee, wow, what a haul. This isn't even half of it. What an amazing collection of electronics and mostly vintage. I've just got back and I'm exhausted. I went 3 hours straight actually loading this. You couldn't actually get in and out of the property easy, so I couldn't use my trolley in the end. It was just carrying 1 or 2 PCs at a time, or a handful of whatever I could grab. It was just unbelievable. So there are some modern PCs. What I tried to do with this first pickup is try and get as many vintage PCs as I could. Because, you know, anything can happen overnight. Someone could just walk in and just start taking PCs or whatever. The place is an absolute shambles. I'm not sure if the camera whether it was too dark or whether you got a good view of what was happening inside. But Absolute amazing. I mean, we're talking about a hoarder's paradise. This was apparently, as soon as you opened the front door, 5 foot high of junk, and all the way through. How he even got in and out of the place is beyond me. I haven't even looked around the back of the house yet to see what was there. And there's still so much. There's eWaste still inside the house. You might have seen the back room. It's got stuff buried under clothes and newspapers and you name it. So apparently the house is going up for sale. The owner passed away a couple of years ago, and it's taken him this long to get all the legal stuff out the way. For whoever is inherited. And I said to the guys that are cleaning out the inside of the house, I said, guys like these guys that hoard, they're also one of those type of guys that don't like to have money in the bank or whatever. I said, don't be surprised if you find little hiding spots where he's got a big stash of money or gold, or who knows, I said, just before they demolish the house or sell it and someone demolishes it, have a good looking around. But check this out. I'll do it. I'm going back tomorrow. It's going to take quite a while. I'm a bit tired to empty out the whole van. I'm going to at least try and get some off, because the back of the van is really sagging. But check this out. Look at this. A Redstone computer. I've never heard of Redstone computers. Here's a Apple Power PC, Power Macintosh, just all old school Compaq 88. Wow, 5 1/4 inch floppy, blue chip, some kind of old school CPU. Unbelievable. And circuit boards, motherboards. I showed you that amazing board that just sort of fell into my hand. I didn't even realize I had it, but there's mountains of stuff, like loose motherboards, even these old school server ones. Pity these chips aren't here. But what I'm hoping is that he might, somewhere in the house there'll be a box of CPUs as well. That'll be awesome. But a lot of the motherboards have got ceramic CPUs, and just about every one of these PCs got some real awesome old school Wang PCs. It's just, even a whole bunch of vintage laptops and some gaming consoles. Not many, but a few really interesting ones that I haven't even seen. Some awesome stuff. So all I'm going to do now is just slowly unload, and I can't keep up with how many old school hard drives and 5 1/4 inch floppies. I must have at least 40 5 1/4 inch floppies here. Unbelievable. But I like these ones with the magnets. They're cast alloy, and obviously a nice little board with gold fingers pretty much everywhere. Couldn't believe it. It's like a vintage scrapper's dream, like once in a lifetime thing. That's what it is. And I say once in a lifetime because I've been scrapping for 7 or 8 years, and I've never had an opportunity like this or seen so many vintage PCs in one hoard. And look at this. You know what that is? Oh, lucky. Still got the keys. All the keys intact. Ibm Model M. This on its own, clicky, it's worth at least $100. Okay, so yeah, so it's that's cool. It's not one that has the cord. I think this one might be July '87, so it might be quite an old one. But at least it's got all the keys, because even the keys are quite valuable. But there you go, I couldn't believe it. And I reckon there'll be more in there. There was some old school Wang keyboards. I couldn't get them all because they were in that bin. You might have seen that bin at the start, 20 cubic meters or whatever it is. And I tried to get out as many PCs as I could, but unfortunately I reckon there were already quite a lot buried down the bottom. So I probably missed out a bit there, but that's okay. Check this, old school mega boards. Wow. Just incredible. So I just got to get as much weight off the back of this van, because I've got to go to the shops a little bit later. Yeah, just incredible. Don't know where to begin. So these 5 1/4 floppies, I'll probably just fill a milk crate. And I think, luckily I've got an empty tub. I can put all the circuit boards in here for now. Because I want to do a bit of a tally when I finish it all off. And just see what I actually ended up with. So I'm just going to stack everything here for this batch, and we'll just see how we go. Gosh, these super heavy. Might as well just carry it. Super duper heavy. Can't wait to see the CPUs in there. And so this one here, look at that, it's even got a $10 price tag, Power Macintosh, but it's actually in nice condition. Very good condition, this one. So I think I'll just take that in the garage, keep it out of the rain. But although most of this stuff was all in the rain for a few days anyway, not that it's actually rained that much, but can't wait to start scrapping all this stuff. Just insane. Even got one of those giant hard drives, but unfortunately it's mostly scrapped out, but still got a representation. You know, check out these. Wow, nice cards. Look at this one. Look how many chips is on that. All these are removable. Other side, it's double. Oh wow, oh wow, it's triple. And I can see some really nice ceramic E-primes, and who knows, they'll be really interesting. I was like a kid in a candy shop, I couldn't believe it. And yeah, quite lucky, and just want to thank my mate, who's also a eWaste recycler, but he's on the other side of town. And he saw the guy sent him a picture of what they had to get rid of, and well, my mate is into restoring PCs and stuff, so all these vintage ones, he didn't really need them, and he knows I've been asking him for a few weeks now if I can if he can hold all the beige PCs for me, because he knows I like to scrap the old stuff. I love it. And so, you know, as I was driving back home, I was thinking about this guy that you know, was this hoarder and obviously passed away and stuff. And you know, a lot of this stuff has been, he's probably held for 20 years or longer. So, you know, I know how hoarders kind of work, but you know, at the same time, he would have loved this stuff. You know, he wouldn't have just accumulated. He knew what he was getting. You know, really good PCs. Apparently he repaired a lot of electronics. He's got all kinds of things. Couldn't believe how many CB radios. So I'm probably going to get some more CB radios tomorrow, old vintage ones. So yeah, so I was thinking, you know, well, this guy must have really loved his stuff. So it's just sort of turned out really well. I feel it's like karma that I was called to get this. You know, it was passed on by a friend, but it's kind of, it's almost like this guy, you know, in the second life, he thought, I don't want just all this stuff going into a rubbish bin and going into maybe landfill possibly. You know, I want someone that's at least going to appreciate this stuff as much as he did, you know. And so maybe, who knows, it might be just how things worked. And you know, and check it out, nice Motorola CPU, beautiful board, look at all these EPROMs. And so maybe he, from the afterlife, he made sure that it went to the right person. Who knows, you know, I might be talking rubbish, but I'm not going to discount it because, you know, who knows for sure. And you know, and certainly, well, he certainly did make the right choice. Check it out, check out these fingers, look at that. Oh, they're spectacular. Look at all that. Yeah, he certainly made the right choice, because I'm not just going to, you know, scrap all these out. Some things I'll probably keep as my own collectibles, but regardless, everything that I do scrap out, I'm going to, you know, really enjoy and appreciate for what it is. And yeah, that's why I feel maybe that's why it all come to me. Amazing. You know, look at this, look at these fingers. Wow. And the gold pins on there, unbelievable. You know, oh, these fingers are unreal. Yeah, so I don't know for sure, but who knows? It's a funny old the way this world goes. And maybe, you know, look at that. Wow. You know, they've got tantalum capacitors and then MLCC, resin dipped MLCCs. Beautiful fingers. Spectacular. Yeah, check that out. Oh, it's another one of these. Wow. It's got 3 boards on this side. Unbelievable. That's incredible. Wow. Unbelievable. And yeah, as I said, so many floppies. And yeah, and heaps of, he must have liked his old vintage CB radios, so he's got heaps of them. I even took as many of these type of things. Look at that one. Wow. Lynette or that's a really old radio. I just took that, don't know really what it is. Nice gold pins. But yeah, look at this. This is a Zenith Data Systems Superport 286E. So it would have a 286 CPU. Hey, how vintage is that? Oh, it's in real ratty condition. All the keys are there except one. It wouldn't be funny if I just pressed buttons and started and say welcome to Zenith Data Systems, but the screen is completely gone. But cleaned up, it would be a pretty awesome display. Okay, yeah, so his next door neighbour that I contacted to organise this, he did tell me about him, that he works at the Australian, he worked at the defence ammunitions kind of factory, and I think that might have been, so apparently, yeah, he was right into his electronics for a long time. So, you know, obviously I took stuff like this because I just didn't want it going all into landfill, trying to, you know, There we go again, more gold fingers. Not much of a board here, but at least it's still got one good EEPROM. Another one of these. Wow, just insane. Beautiful boards. So I'm going to certainly have a lot of fun. Oh, look at that one. Analog AD. I've never seen one of these ones. Analog devices. AD 57.4 AKD. Wow, that's a nice ceramic CPU. Gold cap. This is going to be serious gold recovery here, guys. There's also modern PCs like 7, 8 years old. There's a whole bunch of the laptops. So Satellite Pro, some real old school. This is Windows 95 Pentium, not sure which one. Some really, can't wait to show you some of the real vintage laptops. There's a little PC. Some of them are unbelievable. Here's an old reel-to-reel tape recorder, crown quarter, all transistor. There's the little reels, even got tape in there. Not really my thing, but I had to salvage it because I couldn't bear to see it. Now, how's this for a gaming console? It's still got the original paddle controls. I don't think you'd see these controls very often. And there it's called TV Sport. Oh, look, hockey, tennis, practice, and squash. Wow, that's bing, bing. Unbelievable. It's in really good condition. It's just a bit dusty, but probably the most exciting part is it's still got these controls, and even this one. So that's a really I'll put this aside because I want to bring that in. It's just endless. There's a real old school monitor, looks like a gaming monitor, a DSE, super old school. It's just never ending. Look at all the boards in there and hard drives, and oh my gosh, PCs galore. Don't know where to start. All right. Well, it's got, this has got actually a really nice gold cap. Can't quite see what it is, but it's gold cap ceramic. And there we go. IBM, is it? Yeah. The 686, IBM 686. Look at that. And they're loaded. This is unbelievable, man. And what I did, my normal trick when I start picking up, I try and pick the best things straight away before, because there was other people rocking up. There was a guy that was into collecting amps, so he was going through looking for amps, and people coming from all. So the first thing I do is I look out for the oldest PCs and the best ones first, but there's mountains of it, so just getting through it all is going to so everything that I could get within hand's reach I did, and everything else, hopefully there's still a lot of good stuff that's buried, and we'll see how we go. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm still on a high. And look at that, look at these hard drives, Again, what do we got? Oh, this is one of those ceramic CPUs with the board mount, with the mounted heat sink on it. They're all good. Look, a couple more hard drives in here. Slot card, some old some RAM, 4 RAMs. They're loaded, and that's yeah. I'm interested to know. So I will do an update once I've emptied out the van. We'll just have a quick scan and see how many well, just PCs I've done, but it's these big ones, wide ones, that I'm really excited about. And so, well, I haven't even made much of a dent. But, I mean, look at that, just all chips. What a board. Yeah, so I hope I'm going to do this guy's stuff some justice. I'm certainly going to, you know, appreciate everything that I'm getting here. And well, it was all free, obviously, but I did promise the guys, because they started to drag out eWaste and bring it to my van, and you know, they started going out of their way to give me more and anything I wanted. So I said, look, tomorrow I'm going to bring you 2 cases of beer, you know, 1 each. That's the least I can do. And all these old school hard drives, heaps of them. Can't believe how many variations, you know. So I'm going to have months of fun out of this. So the least I could do. I could have got it. Oh, I'll see. Look, this is an Amstrad PLC. Yeah. How's that for old school? Amstrad Pc 1640. Don't see them very often. Awesome. I'll, you know, keep that aside. Some things like that I won't scrap out until I work out what I want to do. These are more modern. Oh, this is actually a server, Pentium 2, dual Pentium 2 CPUs. How's that's a standard one, but look at this one. This must be a fully tweaked one. It's got 3 fans on it. Wow. So yeah, but they're both 266 megahertz. Wow, that's a motherboard and a half. Yeah, it's complete too. So this was obviously a server. How interesting. How interesting. I want to get to that. I can't remember where I put that little board where I just turned around and said all these gold chips. Oh, that's a wall display. Oh, look, another Motorola gold. Loaded. There's another motherboard with the mounted heatsink, a pop off. Still ceramic CPU, old school tin RAM. Little Spidey. Well, yeah, looks like these are, yeah, quite interesting. Tantalums all over it. I'm pretty sure these round flat capacitors are, yeah, they might not be. I'm debating whether they're actually the MLCC ones or not. I don't think they are. Like, there's a little yellow one there. That I believe it is. That's a yellow tantalum, but that little yellow one in there. But these ones, I think they when you try and take them off, they kind of really crumble. So I don't think they would be the palladium style MLCCs. So I'm just not sure on these ones, because I haven't really been looking into those types of capacitors before. So I only just started 6 months ago. What's that? Just a power supply. Okay, I'm going to count how many 5 1/4 inch floppies I got. I reckon there's going to be quite a lot by the time I've finished. Check this out. Wow. Look at that. Oh, look at that. It's an IBM 1982 made in Dulles. Wow. That's a nice gold CPU, that. Check out these boards here. Okay, this is like a tape drive maybe, or some kind of backup drive thing. Who knows? Awesome. Looking forward to that one. Yeah, so that's my TV sport thing. Oh gosh. Oh, this is, I think, yeah, this was like one of those oscillators or whatever they are. I got it because it's still got old school boards. Interesting. Nice little steampunk display. There's actually quite a few of those types of testing things, so see if I can get a few tomorrow. It's another old school hard drive, vintage. Look at those fingers. That board would be awesome. So there's quite a few different ones, and I try and keep a few, at least one of each. Yeah. Check this out. Wow. Okay. So dual 5¼ inch floppies. It doesn't have any model ID on it, but certainly super old school. Yep, that's what I like. That's super vintage. Wow. Oh my God. I don't know where to start. Oh, here's that big hard drive. Look at that. How's that for a hard drive? Hey? Oh, look at the size of the transformer on this alone. So obviously the casing has been removed. Yeah, these are one of those real old school. Is it a hard drive? No, it might be. I think this is some kind of tape drive, going by this slot here. Yeah, it might be an old school data backup tape drive. Silver board, gold fingers. Really unusual, that one. I'll take it. Oh God, haven't even started. Whew. Well, I'm certainly going to have a lot of fun with this, and like I said, try and do this, the gentleman that owned all this, a bit of justice, and to make it all, you know, so it all didn't just go for nothing. You know, if he's looking down, maybe he'll get a bit of enjoyment watching me getting my enjoyment, and it'll all be good, you know. It's just a, this is an old telecom box. So voice band data modem. Okay, wow, this is a real old Telecom Australia modem. I might actually keep this for a while till I work out if it's any good. Okay, so we've got a black fibre, so this isn't as old, but 4 cards in there. Hard drive, awesome, great scrap value. Well, another old school dual 5¼ inch floppies, Samsung. Okay, so this is super heavy. Hopefully there's one of those really trendy trick Samsung. It's a model S550. Hopefully it's one of those really nice CPUs in there. Oh, it's going to be awesome. Big motherboards. Wow. Oh, that's looks like he might have even bought that at auction. Oh my gosh. All kinds of stuff in there. There's another old school hard drive. Wow. Okay. Now I better put this away before something falls and breaks my old school vintage gamer. And I want to get this Amstrad PC inside, as well as the Power PC. It's another CB and all these laptops, but yeah, I do want to show you a couple of the laptops. I don't know where I put them, but oh yeah, some of them are unbelievable, so old school, not funny. All right, let me just tidy up some of this. Okay, so I'll just get rid of all these laptops, and we'll have a look at them another day. It's a nice chunky NEC. An old Toshiba. This one was left out in the rain, but you know, I might just use these to for a bit of scrapping subject matter. Satellite Pro. So here, all compact Armada. This is just a basic Dell. That'll be just a scrap laptop. Okay, so this old school display monitor, a DSC, I think this might be a good a gaming type. So I'm going to try. It's got a bit of a crack, but it's still got the cable. So I'm going to try and preserve it. Laptops. The old. It's an old Texas Instruments laptop. Got the cards in there. This is going to be an awesome one to scrap. It's pretty. Got some bits missing. We'll check it out, and I will look them up just to see, make sure it's not a super rare or something. Some more Satellite Pros. Wow, old school compact. There's the CPU on board a card. That's a really interesting one. It's probably collectible. 486. Sitting there like that, the card will just come off like a little door card. So that might be an interesting one. I think that's all the laptops on this side. What's this one? Oh wow, that's heavy as. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you this one. I was pretty excited when I was carrying this one out. Oh, let me just catch my breath. Check this out. It's the Olivetti personal computer M24. How's that? Hey, there is no way I would have ever found one of these. This is yeah. It's not my first Olivetti, but it's the first one that kind of looks interesting enough for me to want to actually keep this one. We'll just see. I just got to do some research on most of this stuff, and these ones too. There's quite a few of them, and I saw there's more of them inside the house. Oh wow, this is a dream vintage PC pickup. It's never happened. I've gotten, you know, good vintage stuff from Hoarders, but nothing like this. And oh wow, just amazing. So I'll put all these laptops in and we'll get back to it. Okay, well, bugger. I've got a third of the van done. I don't dare open the side door because everything is just going to drop out. And even got the front seat loaded with stuff, some more gaming. How's this? Soundic video computer game. Wow. And there's two of them, and they've got the original consoles, I think. Oh yeah, wow, how's that? Joypads. Yep, 3 looks like. There's even some PC game, but how's that? They're as vintage as you get as well. Really nice. I like this sort of stuff. Polish it up, and these will be awesome. You know, well used. They've been taped up. This one has. This one must just be a yeah, just a remote joystick transmitter. Wow, that's still, it's an old school joystick. I love old school stuff. Yeah, I love it. Polish it all up and it will look really trick. Here's one of those old Bakelite multimeters type of things. Nice, good collectible, that. Oh dear. Yeah, apparently there was a lot of things new in box. I wish I got more of the things new in box. I did get a phone system. Just more hard drives, sorry, PCs. How's that for a board, hey? Nice hard drive. Just a board. There's a couple more hard drives in that one. I just sort of dropped in. I'm just trying to make a little bit of the van a bit lighter so I can go to the shops and do my thing. So this is an old IBM Model 55 SX. Okay, this one might be interesting too. Wow, oh wow, wow. All the cards in there. Hopefully we've got to get a nice CPU out of that one. Oh, I'm going to have fun scrapping these out, guys. Oh, got to do a bit of a scrap session. It's old school power supply. Just a bit of junk. I'll just get that little board out. All right, well, I'll just keep going. And so I've got a bunch of PCs at the back already, the laptops, and these so far. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty decent amount, and tomorrow is another day. This PC looks quite interesting. Oh yeah, it's another one. This one's the Model 286. Personal System 2. Oh yeah, very similar. Looks like the step down model. Beautiful. Love IBM. Vintage. Beige. Don't know what that is. I just grabbed it. Oh, here it is. I'll get this out. Look at that. My goodness gracious. That's the best card I've ever seen. I've got to sit down for this. Is that insane? And look, they're all the little I'm not sure if these are the MLCCs. They're actually marked at E. Just as I'm getting excited, the battery goes flat on me on the camera. But wow. You know, I've gotten a big board similar with similar kind of chips and that, but this is just a little slot card, you know, and it's just spectacular. Oh gosh, I hope I find more of these. I hope they're in some of the old school PCs or servers, or who knows where they're going to be or what it came from. Yeah, oh, it's like a RAM, 128 par MOS memory. So it's a wow. How's that for a RAM? So there's 36 IC chips here, ceramic, gold capped, That's awesome. I mean, wow. And even got really good, you know, really deep gold fingers too. My goodness gracious. So this one, I'm going to just obviously keep this as part of my board collection, you know, like, you know, you can always go for gold recovery one day, but yeah, I'd be disappointed if I just took off all the chips and couldn't show that board again or look at it later. Is a really small little CB kind of thing. So yeah, he's probably got 50 CBs scattered around, so I will get my hands on some interesting ones. Okay, yeah. So here's a Wang. Okay, so there's quite a few of these stashed in there somewhere, and I think there's quite a few more inside the house. I've seen a few buried under stuff. So 5 1/4 floppies, really long. Look at that. Actually, I'm pretty sure I did these. I scrapped Wangs like this out a couple of months ago, because I remember the cards and the ones with the floppy either had a hard drive card, yeah, or they didn't have a card at all. So that's where I think the CPU is. Oh, these are going to be awesome. Yeah, I'm certain now that I thought they kind of looked familiar. Yeah, Scrapper gave me a couple a few months ago. He brought them down all the way from Adelaide because he sells me. Oh, this PC was the only one that's really manky. They must have found this in the backyard or something. But it's got an awesome motherboard in there, so I'm going to have to hose this one out and get all the leaves and dirt out. But yeah, that's the only one that's as dirty as that, and it's been probably sitting in the rain for 10 years. But I'll still take it. All right. Here's a compact Desk Pro 386S. So that makes pretty clear what's going to be inside a 386 CPU. Awesome, beautiful. Don't get many 386 CPUs these days. That's another super heavy one. Oh my gosh. How many times have I said, oh my gosh? Sorry about that. I've got to come up with a different astounded word. So this is another IBM PC with the big cards, pretty darn good. Big floppy drive, big power supply. It's a oh yeah, it's one of the 8088 CPUs, the old school. This one doesn't have gold cap, but one of the old original 8088s, very good for gold recovery. Here's a not so old. Yeah, he had a few of these ones with the the heatsink mounted to the CPU. Must have got a big batch of them. Wow, boards. I just crammed in stuff and threw boards everywhere I could. I tried to get every board that I could at least get to, because I didn't want to leave them there in case someone, like I said, jumped the fence and took stuff. There's a nice Intel CPU, or that CPU might have been there. So yeah, as I said, I'm hoping that when we finish off cleaning, getting everything out of the inside of the house, because I probably will hang around and help them out a little bit just to speed up the process, so I can get as many boards and PCs as I can. But hopefully there's a whole batch of CPUs somewhere. I've just got a feeling there is. So this one's loaded, absolutely loaded with all these memory chips, all these flat packs in there. Wow, that's super insane. I can't get over this board. That's unbelievable. That is so beautiful. Look at that. Well, this video is probably going to go on for a little bit longer, but this is, like I said, once in a lifetime type of pickup, vintage stuff from probably one of the ultimate hoarders in the history of mankind. So there's a nice old another CB. So many different types of CBs, really old school. Keep it. Yeah, not going to get a chance like this, so I want, for my own personal future reference, this on video. This might be an Olivetti again. I know. Wow, this one's old school. And we already started. One of the first things I took out, which was one of the last things I put in, was Ibm Model M Keyboard. You know, and that's at least $100. Wow. So this one looks like a generic built PC, or unless the logo is here, it's gone. So we'll see. Yeah, can't see any identifying marks, but it's awesome. Absolutely. Oh, wow. What's this blue thing? Oh, wow. Webforce Silicon Graphics. Well, I remember back in the day, Silicon Graphics PCs were the most expensive you could get. Like in the 90s, they had $30,000. Oh, wow. Oh, this is going to be, it's a PC. An indie. I mean, pity it's a bit busted up. Wow. That's interesting. Oh, look at the RAMs. Oh, what kind of CPU is that going to be? Oh my God, this is going to be insane. I've got to do a bit of research on this, because back in the day, Silicon Graphics was kind of like my dream PC. Glad I didn't spend like the price of a car to get one, because PCs don't last long. Not so old school. What's this? Just an old modem. Old modems are good. Get good boards. So this one's relatively modern. What's this one? Oh yeah, it's another one of those IBM ones. This one's a bit smashed up, but it's got everything inside, so I'll still scrap it for sure. Some kind of circuitry. Oh, yeah, I've got to go to the shops and get a few things for dinner, and I'm going to have to just finish off emptying this tomorrow. But I'm taking this one in. Wow, I just can't get over it. Isn't that the most beautiful? It actually goes this way. Yeah, no, yeah, I can't see it right. Yeah, wow, that's got to be the most beautiful slot card, you know, that I've seen. Anyway, that's definitely that I've seen. Look at this mountain of stuff, and it's all on an angle. Oh, I'm going to have to do this by hand. So, alright guys, well, I'm just going to tidy up here. I've got to get out and go to the shop, so I'm going to continue this tomorrow. It's starting to get a bit late and it's going to rain, I can feel. So I've got to go first thing in the morning, start emptying, and I'll probably do a bit more of an update as we go. Yeah, this is super exciting for me. I can't believe it. Vintage gaming consoles everywhere. It's just unbelievable, unbelievable. Alright guys, I'll see you in the morning. Okay, new day, I'm back. So I've just got to use another tub that I use for power supplies to keep loading, and got to get out there and do the next pickup. So here we go. This is going to be a bit of a mess. That's a external 5 1/4 inch dual floppy. It's got some cords cut, but it's a power supply unit. Floppy disks. Still, that's interesting. So yeah, the tully is okay. Some half sort of scrapped out ones there. It's looking good, and the ones also at the back there. So I'm just going to continue. Well, that's a heavy power supply, this one. Continue emptying this van, and we'll get out there and load up again. So like I said, the next batch probably I'm hoping that there's more vintage PCs stashed underneath the piles, but I left mostly, from what I could see, were the more modern ones. I mean, although none of them were really modern. Well, none of them were late models. They're all about 10 years old. All big hard drives. So I got, there was DVD players. I took some. There was a pile still in the house of DVDs. There we go, another ceramic CPU. So most of the PCs that I've gotten all have, at least they've got ceramic CPUs. So that's kind of what we want. He also had a lot of televisions. I noticed, I'll get another shot of the skip bin that they've got there, but I noticed they put quite a lot of CRT TVs in the skip bin. And they were unscrapped, but oh, beautiful. I can see something there. See that? It's one of those 186 CPUs. Oh, fantastic. Watch this. Look at that. Another 186. Fantastic. Oh, it just keeps getting better. So yeah, it's we've had rain overnight, so all the PCs outside are going to be soaking wet. Oh well, that's okay. Another nice Seagate hard drive. This one has got just another board underneath it, but awesome. Well, so he has scrapped out some CRTs because there are boards around. Decent slot card. How's the size of the thing is? 1 inch. I was hoping to start emptying this van a little earlier, but it was just too cold to get out of bed, and when I got out of bed, I was so sore from doing so much walking yesterday and bending over a lot, and so I'm pretty tight because I went 3 hours straight pretty hard. Didn't stop for a break or, you know, just kept going pretty hard. An old signal generator, nice little display unit. Tell you what, lucky I've got some of these tubs reasonably empty, so I can at least put some of these smalls in, and so I don't have all this stuff just lying around. Okay. Alright, nice card there. That's a tiny little PC, Windows 98, just a Celeron CPU. So this will be part 1, and yeah, I'll see. I'll probably do a part 2 of this video. So look out for it in a few days' time. There we go. It's a nice one. Yeah, because don't want to do too long a video. Gosh, but it's so 90% of the circuit boards are all, you know, really good high end, same as the hard drives. They're all the loaded ones. Well, there'll be some copper off that. All right, so I'll continue on, and we'll just have a look at some, if there are any interesting ones. Let me just empty some of this out. Okay, so I've cleared everything out. Just got a few I've left here just to have a little closer look. There's another one of those boards with the Motorola CPU. So I lost count how many I've actually got of them. So just a reminder, these capacitors here, they're flat. They're very brittle, and there doesn't seem to be a great deal in them. So I'm just wondering what's in these, whether they're just aluminium capacitors or yeah, because I don't think that they're going to be the ceramic, the palladium, you know, ones like that little yellow one again, you know. I know that's a little palladium one. So let us know if you know. And another board I kept aside, check that one out. And it's, yeah, it looks like it's an EEPROM CPU, Intel 1980. It's got the little sticker over the top, so it's going to have a glass window. That's and it's removable, gold legs. So that's a beautiful one to the collection. And there's another, almost you know, Motorola looking, or you know, just one of the 8086s, and another one there. Amazing. And so yeah, that's a hot board as well. All right, and so some of the PCs that I put aside just to show you the last of them. So this is a IBM Pc Xt. That's a nice big one, I tell you. There's going to be a huge motherboard in there, and oh wow, yeah. Unfortunately, they're kind of before the era of, well, it's not unfortunate, but they're prior to the Pentium Pro and stuff. So, but who knows with this next batch that's coming. How's this one? An AWA computer, right? I think AWA was Australia. Corona Data Systems. So that one's going to be real interesting. And made in the USA. Okay. Wow. So I got to check up on the vintage PC forums and just see what some of these are all about. Total peripherals, generic one by the looks of it, maybe. But loaded, heavy. Just can't get over how heavy a lot of these PCs are. Oh, yeah, this one's just a HP Vectra. Slightly upgraded. They've put a CD in this one. Still got the floppy, but it's not as old school. So this is more like, you know, the era where it's more possible to get a Pentium Pro. And here's this one, IBM Pc Xt. So this one's really awesome and vintage. Yeah, this one was actually made in Australia back in the day when they made PC. A Chendai PC. Never heard of a Chendai PC. Wow, super vintage. And this one's a NEC PowerMate 286, so maybe the 286 CPU. So again, collectible CPU, and the board will be gold recovery. And I've kind of lost count how many of these ones. Oh yeah, it's just one of those, again, the IBM Model 55SX, but on the motherboard I can see a gold cap CPU there. Fantastic. And these two things here, I actually picked one of these up in pristine condition in on street scrapping once. These are the Toshiba T31 SXs. Because I've never had a chance. He's picked this one up for $5. Never had a chance to scrap one of these out because the one that I got is just too good in condition. It's in the good old collection. But yeah, they might be handy for parts as well. I'll definitely keep, like, I can see all the keys here. They're all there. I'll try and get this the board out with the keys. The screens, this screen doesn't look too bad, but yeah, so that's it. And another tub of mixed boards and drives. So I've got to go out there and do it all again today. Unfortunately, I don't think there's going to be as many vintage PCs, but in the end, there were 74 computers in this load, and I'd say out of the 74, at least probably 60 of them are vintage, like ceramic CPU, pre-Pentium Pro. You know, these ones are awesome. And yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. Don't forget the Silicon Graphics Indie one. And so there were 74 PCs in this first pickup. 2 full tubs of circuit boards. This one's loaded with circuit boards, drives. You saw all the floppy drives and the vintage hard drives. I got about 22 vintage laptops and a lot of testing equipment, mixed kind of things. So yeah, and what else? Oh, that gaming monitor and all the gaming consoles, heaps. So, well guys, I'm ready to go. So I think this will be enough for this video. This will be part 1, and like I said, look out for part 2. I'll be doing that in a couple of days time to give you an update on what else was there, outside and inside. And I might even, I wasn't set up for the video when I first went there, that right at the start of this video, so the audio was real crap because I didn't have my microphone or anything set up. So just these 2 bins alone is really good value gold recovery stuff, circuit boards, some even collectible, and yeah, whole heap of stuff. Absolutely awesome. And yeah, can't forget the gaming things. I've already put the gaming consoles away and in storage, so just so they're out the way. So let's go out there and do the next thing. So hope that was a bit of fun for you guys. Obviously, as you probably can tell, it was a lot of fun for me, and you know, just a vintage pickup of a lifetime, really, because it just doesn't happen like this very often. And you know, and probably so far the star of the show, apart from a lot of the boards and CPUs that are going to come, has to be this board here. What a spectacular slot card, fantastic, and definitely one for the collection. Hey, I might use this as a thumbnail. Look at that, fantastic. All right, guys. Well, keep scrapping, have fun. Don't forget, look out for the next video, part 2 of this video. Hopefully it'll be as awesome. Hopefully I find that box of CPUs somewhere, who knows. But let's get out there and do it again.